It's hard now, but it's going to be worth it. When I was 20, I started learning how to code, and I always get discouraged. Some days I dread going in front of my computer to open up Udemy or FreeCodeCamp to learn how to code. It's because I didn't know what was at the end of the tunnel once I got through it. That once I become a programmer or a software engineer and escape the wage slave, that I'll be able to travel, to have a lot of free time to nurture relationships, do hobbies, and most importantly, have the ability to provide a more comfortable life for myself and those people around me. But no, I was in the dark. All I saw is that it was very frustrating, that it was fucking difficult, and that even if I learned how to code and be good at it, I will never be hired. And that's why I quit coding for at least a year. So I tell you now, being a software engineer or a programmer is something you'll enjoy. You'll get to work from home and you get to listen to your favorite music while doing the work, and it's so much fun and it's going to be worth it. And you'll also get better to a point where a week's worth of work can be done within a day. The second thing is that drive on your own road. It gets frustrating, and it gets frustrating at times when you get compared to another person, because that's what happened to me 7 years ago. I'm 27 now, and still I have a lot of insecurities that I'm currently working on with my therapist. But as a 20-year-old who is a lot more unstable and still learning a lot from this world, very naive, being compared to another person felt terrible. I felt frustrated. I felt that I wasn't good enough and that I'll always be a shadow of another person. And that maybe coding isn't for me because while others are doing well, I wasn't. You may feel this too, but let me remind you that everyone has their own road or their own path going to the top of the mountain. Focus on yourself and don't let anyone steer you away from that goal. Sure, paths may cross from time to time, but don't let it distract you. You are worthy. You have your own way of doing things. You have your own way of learning. Just focus on them. And you have your own road that has potholes to be mindful of. Don't ever be concerned with other people's way of trekking their own path. There's only one road you should be there's only one path you should be focusing on, and that is yours. If other people are more successful than you, then good for them. Ask them for tips how they get there. It may help on the road ahead. Ignore the noise, ignore the people comparing you to others, and that side of your brain saying that other people are way better than you. Just like Theodore Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. As for yourself, you'll get there too. It may just take some time. You'll never know. Maybe the road you're taking on right now has a lot more to offer. Lastly is that it's a marathon. People who thought that their coding journey will bear fruits after months never really succeed in this industry. I've seen a lot of people thinking, oh hey, I'll just learn for 6 months and I'll get a job and be hired and I'll live happily ever after. In this industry, you should expect to be learning constantly, and that you'll have to allocate some time outside of work to learn, to stay relevant. I've seen a lot of beginner programmers as well in boot camps thinking that after their boot camp, the world owes them a job because they spent a shit ton of money to be there, when in fact it is a marathon of learning, making connections, submitting your resume, getting rejected, countless of interviews, and then finally getting hired. But it doesn't stop from there. It is a cycle you'll have to keep doing to stay strong in this industry, to stay relevant. And that's it. And as for you watching this, better days are coming. Stay strong, you'll get there. It's a marathon.